So, I don't know if you can see me. I'm just throwing my hand in. Just the first edition pilot episode of the Man Cave. The Man Yave, the Yave, the Man Yaves. We're just gonna be talking about random topics. Got my man. Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Eric.
I'm Rob. That's what I do.
Rob, he robs, and Eric. And so we're going in the Man Cave. We're talking about random topics.
Random topics. Let's go.
Today, Eric has a topic that he'd like to discuss. He'd like to bring forth for everybody, and I'm gonna let him.
I was wondering,
I'm gonna let him bring it to you.
why do all women feel like they have the wet?
Why do all women feel like they got the wet? So we had an obvious disadvantage because we don't have a woman in here because we need a woman's perspective. But we'll do our best. We're gonna bring the triangle offense. Us three. We're gonna try our best to tell you why all women think they got the wet. Well, I'll go first and say I think all women think they got the wet is because women do not talk down about themselves. They don't talk down about themselves. They don't have anything negative or degrading to say about themselves. And moreover, at any given time, she possibly could have the wet.
Possibly. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, but
We'll have to find out first.
yeah, verify it.
Yeah, so I think at any given time, she possibly could have the wet, but
Might be.
is the question does she have the wet
Or the best.
or the best?
Probably would go with the best. All women feel like y'all have the best, or the killer, or
I think women try to make a combination of the attitude. And they try to combine the attitude to say, well, my attitude is like this or like that, and because I have a good attitude, then all of me is good, and that might not necessarily be per se talking about the wet.
That sound like some bullshit too. Just like because I feel like when you brag on yourself, I feel like
you impressing nobody but you.
You impressing nobody but you.
Yeah.
You're trying to pull your own self up. Are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself? That's the question.
Who's she trying to convince? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think.
We need a woman. We had to just like you said.
Because we don't have a woman here, I will say I think that most guys can have a standard and can judge or determine, not judge, I won't say judge, but it can determine if they about to get into some loose.
So or what the best is, or
some loose.
Some macaroni and cheese.
The helicopter.
Yeah. So is it? She don't want to tell you. You know, you might be getting into some loose. That might be the thing. You
Put your hands in there, clap.
Yeah. You might not want to find out whatever. You know what I'm saying? That might be you might be at a disadvantage when you find it out that it's some loose.
Yeah, I think so.
Got that Whopper down.
That
Whopper with cheese.
That's horrible though.
That's all bad. Can't smoke in here?
No.
We'll need another building for that.
Yeah. If we're gonna make it all a look, we need a new place if we want to just make it all exposure to with the drinks and the smoking. But this is just the first part of the Man Cave. We're just trying to throw up subjects. Actually,
Yeah.
We're going about music. We're going about sex. We're going about life.
Yeah.
I believe this should be entertaining because we got some entertaining fellas.
We can talk
Yeah,
about
boy.
what's that?
I said, yeah, boy.
We could probably talk about the wet and the loose, probably a little more a little later. But I, initially, I
Find that tsunami, son.
we still
Find
recording.
that tsunami, son.
Hold
It's
on.
deep in that bitch and drown.
Still recording.
Oh, shit.
It just black. The screen just went out on us, but we're still recording.
Hey.
So
Show me about all.
He is disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
So We could probably talk about wet, wet, and loose, loose a little more later. If it so chooses, if you so choose to, if you got the inclination, if it sparks something in your mind to talk about it. But I wanted to ask this question real quick because I had actually I was thinking about calling this the music cave, but because it's the man cave, you can talk about music in the man cave.
You can.
You ain't gotta just call it the music cave. And,
no.
you know,
So
only talk about music.
Because we're gonna talk about music too. Music is a part of life. Everybody.
Because I want to know, what's your favorite album right now?
My favorite album right now.
Say that Dedication 6, Lil Wayne.
I like that. I like that. I do agree with that. That's fire.
It came out a while ago, but that shit still slapping.
That's just fire. I still bump Kendrick.
Yeah.
I still bump Kendrick. I still bump Kendrick.
That's that shit.
It's like I'm a more lyrical. I can't get with the. I mean, if you catch me high enough, I'll probably listen to some of the mumble rap, some Migos or some shit. But I'm more. If you catch me lyrically, I'll grasp your concept. I like J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Dave East dropped a new single too.